You are watching the Wellness Hour Live. I'm Randy Alvarez. This is our live show, by the way. This is a real interview, and the guests that are on our show did not pay to be on this program, and I'm not endorsing our guests. Well, my first guest, by the way, making a big claim, how to wipe out cravings or manage the munchies. He is an herbal pharmacist. He's known as the Herbal Pharmacist. He's a PharmD, doctorate of pharmacy. With us, we have David Foreman. David, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so managing the munchies, one of the things you talk about. And we should mention, for people that don't know you, you have a syndicated radio show, you travel everywhere, and you're talking on news stations across the country.
Right.
What are your topics?
It's anything having to do with health. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I don't have one targeted health area. I'm sort of, I hate to say an expert in everything, but I feel like you can.
Do you feel like you're an expert in everything?
Well, that might be a really broad, comment, but
Okay.
I feel like we can all learn anything, and so
right.
whatever's hot in the news, I'll try
So
to learn more about it.
managing the munchies, one of the things that you wrote about.
Yeah, the munchies.
I mean, everybody wants to know what's the secret here.
Yeah. And it's not about the law in Colorado and California about being able to pick up marijuana. This is not what the kind of munchies we're talking about.
Okay.
This is for people that really have cravings.
Okay.
And cravings really are one of the main reasons a lot of people end up being overweight. And I think most of us now understand that the majority of Americans, probably 2/3 or more, are overweight. Over a third are obese. Our kids
Okay.
are the same way. And a lot of it has to do with those cravings that we have. So we're going to
what
talk
do you do?
about some natural things we can do. Well, it really depends on what kind of cravings you have. We can start out with something real popular for most women, and I'm not picking on ladies. There's science showing that 70% of women actually have cravings for chocolate.
Okay.
This is going to sound really crazy to a lot of people, but aromatherapy is one of the things that I found that works really well.
Okay.
The scent of jasmine will usually kill the cravings for chocolate like that. I mean, it's that
Like
quick.
that?
Like that. Now, it's funny
Have you
because
met people, by the way, women that love chocolate,
yeah.
and they just...
Yeah, you can buy the essential oil at your health food store. I mean, I travel around with it sometimes for TV as a prop. There was a gentleman, though, that was interviewing me on a radio show up in New York last week, and it was hilarious because he was the chocolate freak of the two people that were on the morning show.
What'd he say?
And it was funny. He was like, I eat chocolate all the time, and I crave it, whatever. And I was like, brother, you need to just burn a jasmine candle at work.
Is that right?
Yeah, just that scent. They've actually found that
the
even some
follow-up, so
neutral
what did
owners.
he say?
Well, he didn't try. I mean, I haven't talked to him since then, but he was all in because
Have you talked to more than
chocolate's
10
not a
people
bad
this has
thing either.
worked
Pardon me?
for? Have you talked to more than 10 people that...
Yeah, it does.
wipe
It works
out the-
exactly. I tell
Okay.
people sometimes maybe like put a drop in your hands and you can walk around. It's not a bad scent. I'm not necessarily a big fan of jasmine, but you could just sniff your hands real quick. It might look funny. I mean, for men to carry this little vial around in your pocket might look funny, but ladies, you can carry it around your purse.
Okay.
So yeah, I like to start out with weird stuff.
Okay, good.
What about sugar? That's another one, right?
Yeah,
So
craving for sugar.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest things. People crave it because usually it's because their energies dip. Their energy level dips.
Low blood sugar.
Yeah, and I think a good part of that has to do with that they just didn't eat enough good fat, good protein in the morning. They didn't have a lunch that was with good fat and protein.
Okay.
Maybe starched it up, and then their blood sugar's up and down and all over the place. So I'm a big fan of a white kidney bean extract.
Okay.
White kidney bean became real popular in the last year.
So for people that crave sugar, like they crave sweet
Right.
anything,
Right.
you say it's drop? What is it?
No, actually, you can buy it in capsule. The ingredient's called Phase 2. There's a lot of different kinds of white
This
kidney
isn't
beans.
a multi-level marketing product?
No, not at all. You can buy it at Costco. You can buy it at Walmart. You can buy it at Vitamin Shop, GNC. It's the name of the ingredient, so you can buy it
Okay.
anywhere. So again, I'm a non-discriminating guy. I want people to find
And
what they
sugar
need.
cravings go away.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. The study they were doing was on weight loss and weight loss maintenance. Article published in a journal called Obesity.
Okay.
Where else do you want to learn about stuff, right? Well, they found out that not only did people lose weight like they were hoping for in the study, and not only did it help people with their weight maintenance program, but they found that people had a much reduced level of craving for sugar.
So this is a reduction in sugar.
Yeah, it's not going to necessarily kill your crave. It's not that you have it now. It really needs to be, if you know sugar is an issue for you and you're still learning to eat right, because that's the reality. Like, you really need to learn to eat right so that you don't have
talked on
these.
the last interview with me about going to the underlying cause. What about the underlying cause of that sugar craving in the first place?
Well, like I said,
rather than just putting a magic drop on it.
I agree 100%, but most of it takes people time to get off of those starchy foods that convert to sugar real quick,
Okay.
or get off of sugar. So in the meantime, while you're learning to get off of that addiction. I mean, we know now that sugar lights up the same part of the brain that cocaine and heroin do. So it's not, I mean, it's an addictive substance. And, you know, we think about it over, you know, centuries ago, we consumed very little added sugar, if any added sugar. And now we're consuming, I think the average American consumes 135 pounds of sugar a year.
Okay.
That's a human being. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, phase 2 is one of those things you'd have to take on a daily basis while you're learning to modify your diet. But it's not something I could take right now, and it's going to kill my cravings for sugar. You're kind of out of luck on that one. Sorry to say.
So that's the herb for that.
Exactly.
What's the name of it again? One more time.
Phase 2. It's spelled phase like P-H-A-S-E though, not F-A. Well, I don't even know.
Do you have to worry about the dosing? What about the dosing?
You follow the manufacturer's labeling.
It's all created equal? Like you said, Costco, usually not known for having good quality supplements.
It's the name of the, probably true, you're right. Normally I don't go rolling into Costco to buy my supplements. I usually go to a health food store, you know. But no, it's the name of the ingredient. So, you know, if you just buy white kidney bean extract, it might not be the same thing. You know, it's like other things like medicinal mushrooms. I'll find out who did the research, like, you know, what mushroom extract the research was done on. And then that's what I'll buy.
And what the therapeutic dosing is.
Exactly. So with phase 2, we're talking probably 1,000 milligrams of phase 2, the ingredient. Sometimes when you buy it, it might not be the only ingredient in the product. So it just really is going to depend.
So you say here on your, is this your blog I'm looking at?
No, that's the PR sheet that we sent out. Yeah, just make things easier.
But you say without a drive-through meltdown. So you're driving at night, Taco Bell, whatever, McDonald's.
Right.
You take some of this stuff with a pill. And for some people,
right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
The interesting one though is like,
what about salt and fat? Like, you know,
oh, I love
fries.
it. I love it. Well, salt. People usually this is my opinion now. I don't know if there's like a ton of science on this one, but I mean, I always say I come up with the idea and then someone will prove me right. I really believe that the reason that I'm a salt guy.
Okay.
I'm curious. What are you? Can you
I
fess
like
up?
salty things. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, I found that people that like salt that they have an adrenal issue.
Okay.
Why do we have an adrenal issue? Most common, it's from stress. If you tend to have a stressed, you know, you're burning the candle at both ends, family, work, finances, relationships with friends. I mean, it all can boil down to stress, and stress affects your adrenals. So we usually will crave salty foods. So for those people, I actually have people use herbs like holy basil. I'll have people use licorice root. These are reishi is another one of my favorites.
Okay.
And it's funny because I was the stressed out dude, and I started using holy basil and reishi on a religious basis. I mean, it was one of those things.
So holy basil, does it lower cortisol levels?
Yeah, it definitely has an effect on cortisol. Yeah, exactly. And I noticed I wasn't really craving my nightly popcorn.
What about ashwagandha?
It's another great thing for your adrenals as well. That's more of an adaptogen. So adaptogens are a little bit different than what I was just talking about in that they sort of help get your body kind of back in balance. If you're tired, it gives you energy. If you're, you know, wound tight, it'll bring you down. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. And ashwagandha is awesome for your immune system as well.
How many herbs do you take a day?
Right now, about 8.
8. So some people think that's a lot. They're going, wow, that's a lot. But that's not much.
It could be more.
Less than a handful of nuts.
And you know, I really think, you know, diet, exercise, spirituality are really where you go. But we can't really get what we need necessarily out of our foods anymore just because of the way they're farmed. And so, you know, even if you buy broccoli, it's been grown in the same soil over and over and over again. So are the minerals that normally come out of the soil there anymore? Probably not. You know, and man tries to put them back in and turn the soil. And so I think we do need a supplement, regretfully.
So I know a little bit about your philosophy here. So you like good quality protein, right? Like vegetables. I guess everybody agrees on that. Right?
Right.
Fruit, and vitamin mineral supplementation, and herbs? Or are you just into herbs because you're the herbal pharmacist?
Herbs, and I'm not as much into the vitamin mineral supplementation anymore as I used to be. Because
so you don't take like a good multi or B vitamins or anything like that?
Not anymore. I don't take a multi anymore.
And you never get sick, you claim?
No, I don't believe in getting sick. I mean, it's kind of funny. Like, I feel like if you let your, you know, it's all about, you know, it's really about taking care of your body, getting enough rest, eating right, getting your exercise, those things alone, you know, and the minute I start feeling something funky, which is rare, it's a sinus related thing, and it's because I cheated on my diet. I maybe ate a little more dairy than I should, which thickens mucus, or I ate one of the foods I'm hypersensitive to that contains gluten. Gluten affects my immune system.
So you try to eat gluten-free.
Right. That's just because I know I'm sensitive to it. I get
Okay.
irregular heart rate. Within 2 or 3 hours, my heart rate will be, well, actually within 30 minutes, my heart rate will be up to like 110. My blood pressure will go up.
So no gluten, no dairy.
Right.
For the
I mean,
most
I'll have a
part.
little bit. I mean, if it's a high-end cheese plate, I'm all over it. Don't get me wrong.
What about goat cheese?
I love it. But everything in moderation. You know, the problem is we've gotten into this
Easier
like
said than done,
tipping
though.
the scale one way or
Skinny
the
guys
other.
are always saying that. Everything in moderation. That's what I do. Well, good luck for most people. They have a big appetite.
Self-control.
So herbs. Now, herbs have been around. I mean,
Yeah.
look, our Western medicine has been around, what, a couple thousand years?
Yeah.
Less than that. No, 200 years.
Oh, modern medicine, yeah, 200
modern
years.
medicine,
Yeah,
200
yeah,
years.
200 years.
So the herbal stuff that you're talking about has been around for, what, 10,000 years?
Chinese medicine, 5,000 years,
Okay, so
right?
5,000 years. And you believe it works.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, like one of my favorite things to eat are nuts. I eat raw almonds every day. So if you have cravings, munchies, whatever you want to call them, eat a handful of raw almonds every day. And people go, oh my God, there's fat in there. My doctor told me, oh, there's cholesterol. You know, you can't eat those. Well, that's a bunch of
Wait,
garbage.
the doctor told him there's cholesterol in almonds?
Yeah,
That
right.
I don't believe.
No, I'm
I think
serious. I
every
have people
doctor
written into
knows
that, like, oh, you're going to gain weight. I'm like, no, actually, there's science showing that if you consume a handful of almonds every day, you lose the average person lost about 18% of their body fat from I don't know what else they were doing, so we don't need to go there. But it's a great source of protein, great source of complex carbohydrates, good source of good fats.
But for some people, like with me, if I have a handful of almonds, I'm hungry. It doesn't work for me.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe I'm insulin resistant a little bit.
Could be. Again, you have to do what feels right for your body as well. Like I have a girlfriend that she.
So you listen to your body? Is that what you do?
I totally listen to my body. Seriously. Regretfully, it makes noises I don't like sometimes, but no, you need to listen to your body. I think we need to be more in tune to what we feel. So yeah, definitely. If you realize that you're getting headaches, maybe you should start charting down what you've eaten, what you did the day before, what cologne
Okay.
you used, what.
Now we're out of time. And I just want your opinion on this. If you had to, I mean, are some people just supposed to be overweight, or some people hold on to fat better than others? Do you believe that or no?
I think some people hold on to fat better than others, but I don't think we're predisposed to be overweight at all.
So why are some kids born really fat and some kids are born really skinny?
I mean, when they come out of the womb.
Yeah. And those kids that come out of the womb, statistically, when they're really fat, end up, most of them, 70%, I just read a study, that they end up with more fat cells.
Yeah, that one I don't know. I haven't done any reading on that one. You gave me something to think about, though.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, when you're not listening to your body, you can read some of these things. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming to the show. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
The Herbal Pharmacist. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you, they go to the herbalpharmacist.com.
Right.
And you blog? You blog every week?
Usually every week.
Is it always on herbs?
I'm a three-man show, me, myself, and I.
Is it always on herbs?
No.
No.
Random topics.
But it's not on vitamins and minerals.
No. It can be. I mean, actually, it can be.
It can be, but
no,
it's
because I like
not.
to tell people, no.
Is it on? You said it's not.
It's on things that people are taking.
Okay.
Sometimes it's pro, sometimes it's con.
Okay, good. I want to thank you for coming on the show. And it's working for you. You don't catch colds. I don't know anybody that knows you to prove this. And you don't really catch colds. You don't you don't even knock on wood and worry about that?
No.
Well, good for you. Congratulations. Thanks for coming on the show. You've been watching The Wellness Hour Live. I'm Randy Alvarez. We'll be right back.